certainly doing something about our soldiers. I mean, I'm really fascinated and, compelled by good stories, great stories about people, about our culture, about us. So when 9/11 happened, I was in New York, been there for 13 years. I unfortunately saw the towers fall. It was devastating to me as it was to everybody else. I immediately started going to vigils for the victims, and America declared war. And I knew immediately that I was interested in telling a story about the soldiers, why they were signing up, what their experience was in combat and upon coming home. And then there was another chapter that was very personal, and that's that my baby brother signed up. So he enlisted. We had a grandfather fight in World War II, and now we had the youngest in our family going off to combat. And while my sister and I were very concerned for his welfare, of course we didn't want him to get killed or get hurt or be emotionally damaged, the hardest toll was on my mother, who she said to me many times, she would call up crying in the middle of the night if there was a news blackout, and she would say, "You will never know what fear is until you have a child who is being fired at in a combat zone." And it was a profound experience for all of us. And at that time, I continued interviewing soldiers around the country. I was really looking for the emblematic story of this generation. And what I found was it was a generation that signed up essentially for patriotic reasons, to defend their home, their country, and their family. And they went over there willing to risk their lives for their country. But what they found is something that almost every soldier who goes to combat finds, everyone that I spoke to, and that is that it's about camaraderie and it's about survival. It's about keeping the soldier to your left and the soldier to your right alive. If you're Sergeant Brandon Leonard King, played by Ryan, it's about keeping your men together, keeping them safe, and bringing them home. So that was the heart and soul of the movie. It was the camaraderie, it was the compassion, it was the spirit between the men, this band of brothers. Once we were already telling that story about Sergeant Brandon Leonard King, who was leading these men hopefully home, who had a very difficult last mission, and who comes home wanting to put it behind him. He's a war hero, 2 tours in Iraq, and he's looking forward to reintegrating with his family, getting back to the land, and doing all the things that he loves, moving on, when he gets stop-lost.